Breaking news! Something is seriously brewing in the Miami Dolphins front office, and it's the kind of chaos that could shake the team to its core. Fans, this isn't just another off-season rumor. This could be the moment when we look back and say, that's when it all started to fall apart. There's talk of trading one of our top offensive weapons. Yes, the only Dolphins player to make the Pro Bowl last season, and the reasoning behind it is baffling, frustrating, and, frankly, infuriating. The talk is real, the confusion is real, and the consequences? They could be huge. We're talking about a record-breaking, game-winning player who wants to stay in Miami, but instead of signing him, the Dolphins are considering trade talks. Something's not right. Is there a deeper rift behind the scenes? Is this just another mistake by Chris Greer? Or is this a sign that the Dolphins' priorities are completely out of sync with what it really takes to build a Super Bowl team? I've got all the details you haven't heard yet, but before we go any further, be sure to like this if you're a Dolphins fan who's been through thick and thin. And if you're a die-hard fan, leave a comment saying, "Go Dolphins! We can make it to the Super Bowl," because what I'm about to tell you could be the turning point for this franchise. Let's get to it. All right, let's get into it. Trade talks are swirling between the Miami Dolphins and the Pittsburgh Steelers regarding tight end Jonnu Smith. Yes, the very same Jonnu Smith who was our only Pro Bowl selection last season. And get this isn't just about the Dolphins wanting to shake things up for no reason. It all started because Jonnu asked for a reworked deal. The guy is scheduled to earn $4.8 million this season and wants a new contract that reflects the kind of impact he had last year. Fair ask, right? Especially when you consider he just set franchise records for a tight end in receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns. But instead of locking him up with a well-deserved extension, the front office's answer was, to explore trading him? What are we doing here? Smith has made it clear through sources that he wants to stay in Miami. He's not trying to break the bank. He just wants fair compensation for what he brings to the table. And let's be honest, it's a lot. He's one of the top producers on this offense, a reliable red zone target, and a mismatch nightmare for defenses. The connection he built with Tua down the stretch of last season was one of the few bright spots in the offense. Yet the Dolphins are apparently looking to move him? I don't get it. What makes this even more mind-blowing is that Miami currently has around $13 million in cap space, and after they complete the Jalen Ramsey trade, which is reportedly happening any day now, they'll free up another $9.9 million. That's over $23 million in cap room. So the excuse that we don't have the money doesn't fly anymore. Extensions for Smith, Seiler, and Brooks would not only reward your top performers but could also be structured to create even more space. You push the cap hits into future years when you're likely parting ways with other veterans, like Tyreek Hill. It's cap management 101. But no, instead of rewarding performance, the Dolphins front office is reverting to its old ways, letting key contributors walk, undervaluing locker room leaders, and bringing back guys like Liam Eichenberg, who has been underwhelming, to say the least. It's backwards, and we're seeing the same tired pattern repeat itself. Just look at the history. Player after player, Andrew Van Ginkel, and now potentially Jonnu Smith, shows up for this team, exceeds expectations, and then gets shoved out the door when it's time to negotiate a new deal. And yet, we're supposed to believe this franchise is serious about winning? You don't build a championship-caliber team by letting your best assets go and failing to plan ahead. You don't go into a crucial season with Julian Hill and Pharaoh Brown as your top tight ends after not even drafting a single tight end despite knowing Smith was pushing for an extension. It's not like Smith's asking for something unreasonable. Last year, he helped win games. Remember the Jets game in overtime? Or that crucial touchdown against the Raiders? He delivered when we needed him most, and he made Tua's job easier in critical moments. Why isn't that worth securing? The Steelers are eager to reunite Smith with their offensive coordinator Arthur Smith, who coached him both in Tennessee and Atlanta. That's how valued he is around the league. And yet Miami is hesitating. And don't even get me started on Chris Greer. How is this man still employed? How many times does he get to make the same mistake before accountability catches up with him? He's let good player after good player walk out the door, all in the name of business decisions. Well, these business decisions are costing us wins. The hypocrisy is unbearable. When a player underperforms, it's cut him, move on, void the contract. But when a guy overperforms and asks for a raise, suddenly it's you signed the contract, honor it. It's laughable. This team needs to figure it out fast. Because trading Jonnu Smith might just be one of the dumbest moves this franchise has ever made, and that's saying something, considering the long list of head-scratchers we've seen. If you knew Smith wanted a new deal and you didn't even try to draft a backup plan, that's not just negligence, it's incompetence. So here's my question to you, Dolphins fans. Should the Dolphins give Jonnu Smith a new contract and commit to building around proven performers? Or are we about to watch another core piece of this team get shipped out for peanuts? And here's where things start to boil over even more. If the Dolphins go through with trading Jonnu Smith, they're not just shipping off a Pro Bowler, they're dismantling a piece of the very foundation that made this offense click when it finally started using him correctly. We saw it late last season. Once the coaching staff realized what they had in Smith, everything opened up. His yards after catch, his ability to block when needed, his red zone efficiency, it all added a new dimension to our offense. You don't just stumble across tight ends like this every season. This is a guy who elevated the offense in real time, in actual games, and now the front office wants to act like he's expendable? Let's be real. This isn't about cap space. This is about a front office that lacks the foresight and football IQ to make championship-level decisions. Chris Greer's history speaks for itself. He's let defensive leaders walk, failed to address clear positional needs in the draft, and now we're on the verge of losing a tight end who literally changed the outcome of games last season. And fans are supposed to be okay with that? It's insulting. The idea that the team might enter the season with Julian Hill and Pharaoh Brown as our top tight ends is pure insanity. That's not just a downgrade, that's a dismantling. You don't go from a dynamic, proven Pro Bowler like Jonnu Smith to a roster that lacks even a single dependable threat at the position and expect to compete in the AFC. You're not beating the Chiefs, the Ravens, or even the Texans with a skeleton crew at tight end. And if the excuse is we'll use more receivers, let's not forget, we're still unsure about the long-term futures of guys like Tyreek Hill. So what's the plan? Roll the dice and hope someone from the practice squad turns into Travis Kelce overnight? This isn't how winning organizations operate. Look at the elite franchises. They pay their performers, they build continuity, and they reward guys who contribute on and off the field. What's Miami doing? Entertaining trade calls for one of our most consistent producers while fans are left wondering who exactly is steering this ship. And then there's the silence from inside the building. No public reassurance, no sign that the front office understands the outrage. It's business as usual, which for Miami has meant falling short for decades. The fans are tired. We've seen this story before: high hopes, poor decisions, and another season that ends in heartbreak. We're not asking for miracles. We're asking for smart, competent decision-making. Extend Jonnu Smith. Reward Zach Seiler. Give Brooks the deal he's earned. These moves wouldn't just stabilize the roster, they'd boost morale and show the locker room that performance is valued. Instead, the front office is flirting with chaos and potentially wrecking the chemistry that McDaniel has been trying to build. Smith isn't just another player. He's a culture guy. He's vocal, respected, and has proven himself on the field. If you trade him now, after everything he did last year, what kind of message does that send to the rest of the team? Produce for us, and we'll send you packing the moment you ask to be treated fairly? That's not a team culture, it's a revolving door. And let's not forget why Smith might be skipping OTAs. He wants a deal. He's not holding out for selfish reasons. He's standing up for what he's earned. Top 5 production at bottom tier money? That's not just a bargain. That's disrespect. The fact that he's still expressing a desire to stay in Miami despite all this tells you what kind of teammate he is. But even a guy like that has limits. Push him too far, and someone else will gladly pay him and appreciate what he brings. We've got the money. We've got the need. We've got the player. What's missing? Leadership, accountability, vision. If this franchise can't figure out how to handle a situation like this, then maybe the front office needs a complete overhaul. Because good teams don't let guys like Jonnu Smith walk. So I'll leave you with this. Do the Dolphins finally start acting like a team that wants to win it all? Or are we going to keep watching top talent leave because of poor planning and stubborn leadership? If this trade goes through, are we one step closer to blowing up what could be a championship core? Comment below. I want to hear from every fan who's been through the ups and downs, because this moment feels like a